Hello, welcome to our segment, Cooking with the Fellas. Now fellas, the way to a woman's heart is through her stomach. Do you know how happy your woman would be if she came home and you had cooked? I believe that every man should learn how to cook, not only for his woman, but for himself. For today's meal, we will be cooking shrimp, spinach, and red potatoes. Let's take a look at what you need. 1 pound of shrimp, 1 medium onion, 1 tablespoon olive oil, red potatoes, 1 bag of spinach, and your favorite spices. You've just seen the ingredients that you need to start cooking. First of all, I'd like to let you know that I am not a professional cook. I'm just an ordinary guy who knows how to cook for the ladies, and I'll never go hungry. So let's start cooking. First of all, the potatoes are the first thing that you're going to cook. We're going to cook red potatoes, so that's going to take 10 to 15 minutes on probably a medium flame, because on gas burners they have numbers, so you might be like a 6 on a gas burner, and on electric stove it may be, I think it says medium heat. But you take a 3-quart pot like this. Now I'm cooking 8 potatoes, so I need a big pot like this. If I was cooking less potatoes, you can use a 2-quart. But you put the potatoes in here and you fill it up full of water to cover the potatoes. You must cover the potatoes so they can boil right. So let's do that. When cooking your potatoes, once again, make sure that they have submerged in the water. All you want to do is make sure that the water covers the potatoes like so. And once again, you turn your potatoes on. I always like to put them on the back burner because you're going to use your front burners for other things. So you put it on the rear burner and light your stove, and you put it on a gas burner about an 8. You put it on about an 8. So we're going to let that cook. That's going to take between 10 to 15 minutes. I would say a whole 15 because they say 10 to 15, but it may take 20. Once it starts boiling, you know, you can stick a fork in them and see if they're tender or not. But you will know when your potatoes are ready. So let's cut some onions. Now that your potatoes are on, now it's time to cut the onion. So you want to get a nice big knife like this, a nice onion, and a chopping board. Now, onions do make people cry. I don't have no problem with onions because I've been cutting them for a long time. What I understand is that if you put it under cold water before you chop it up, it can reduce you from crying. So let's cut our onion. So you want to take your onion like so, and you want to cut the ends off, each end, like this. Cut it with your knife very well. Right now I can see it, my hands in the way. So it looks just like this. And you can peel the outer layer off it. Or you know what's quicker for you, at the grocery store they have onions already chopped up and you can buy. That'd be better for you. You know, I'm just doing this because I've been doing it for so long, and I just like to dice my onions and stuff, and you can, just dice it like so, very carefully, and there's your diced onions right there. You can throw that away. Now it's time to clean our shrimp. Once again, you don't have to do it like this. I like raw shrimp. I don't like cooked shrimp. You can get cooked shrimp, but when you cook it, it becomes rubbery. So I prefer, that's my preference, raw shrimp. So you need a colander for this because we're going to go to work and peel some shrimp. I'm going to show you a couple. We're going to get right down to the nitty gritty because we don't have that much time. Now we're about to peel a shrimp. Now I like jumbo shrimp because you can cut it up in pieces and get more shrimp to the little itty bitty pieces. So what you do is, and I'm gonna tell you something else, you never put shells or tails or anything in the garbage disposal because that could cost you money going down the line. So what you want to do is you want to take your shrimp like so, you want to peel it. It comes off so easy. But like I said, this is my preference. You can buy shrimp already peeled and deveined. I just like doing work like this. My culinary skills. And then you rinse your shrimp off. Rinse your shrimp off like so. And you pull it into your colander for getting ready to eat. Now, once your shrimp is done, you're going to take your spinach and you're going to pull it in the colander. This is what they call a colander. Take your spinach, get it all out the bag, all the leaves out the bag, like so. And you're going to rinse your spinach. Rinse your spinach. Just rinse your spinach, rinse your spinach, rinse your spinach, rinse your spinach with some nice, brisk, cold water. Make sure all the dirt and all the everything, all the leaves are fine. Good rinsing, good rinsing. Good to rinse your food. Always rinse your meat and rinse your vegetables when you're cooking. Make sure you rinse off everything. Now here's all your ingredients that are ready to cook. So let's get to cooking. The first thing about cooking that you will learn is about your pots and pans. You want to use a non-stick skillet, and you want to use a rubber spatula. That way when you cook or have to do anything, when you're caramelizing or stirring up something in your skillet, it won't scratch the surface. Let's get to cooking. Now the first thing that you want to do, you want to add your olive oil. So I can just do it, I just add maybe about a tablespoon, because when you put in your ingredients, it will all expand itself out. You can basically take it like so and just spread it around your skillet. You want to get a light coating on it. You just want to get a light coating. You want to do like so. Now what I like to do, I like to take my seasonings, like a garlic salt. I take like a garlic powder, or garlic salt or garlic powder, and I sprinkle some into the skillet with the olive oil. I take some seasoning salt. Like I said, everything is desired taste for what you're trying to do. As you go along, you will learn more and more tricks and everything. So this is what I like to do. I'll take some onion powder. I already got onions, so I don't need onion powder. Let me take that back. You take you know what it is with people, it's desired taste. Some people don't like a lot of heavy seasonings. So what I do is I take a little, the sea salt is, I'm telling you, it does the job. Take your sea salt, put some of that in there. And I got this one more for the shrimp, it's a Creole seasoning. So I'm just going to add that, okay? Now what I'm going to do, I'm going to take my onions, and I'm telling you, this dish is real fast, it's real simple. Put my onions in there. And what I normally do before I add the spinach, I just let my onions, what they call caramelize, just to get some flavor around, spin them around, get the oil kind of hot before I add the spinach. So we're going to just put that in there. You're going to take your rubber spatula and just twirl around with the onions. Matter of fact, you can leave them in there for a minute. It takes a few minutes for them to get hot. You know when they get hot, you hear a little sizzle, and you just want your onions to get a little caramelization in there, to get a little more. It brings the flavor, and plus the onions are sucking up a lot of the spices that you put in there with the oil. So you leave it like so, and you wait a few minutes. Now when you cook this, see the onions are getting a little fried to them, which is what I want. You can cook this on high, between high and 8. So you can go high, or I think of just setting high-low, but I cook mine on high because it cooks pretty fast. With the onions, I cook it on high, and when I'm about to add my spinach, which I'm adding now, I turn it down to about 8 to 7. Put your spinach in. And this is going to cook down really fast. It seems like a lot, but when you get through cooking it, it's nothing. When you get through cooking this, it's nothing. So take your spinach, and actually what you can do is, to cook it down quick, just put a lid on it for a few minutes. Put a lid on it for a few minutes. Let that steam get to it, because the spinach is automatically going to cook itself down. So when you see it, you're going to be like, wow, where did all the spinach go? This is a really quick and economical meal that you can do. And I hope you're learning something from this. Like I said, I'm not a professional cook. I'm just a guy who can show you how to cook simple meals so you can eat and make your woman happy. So you're gonna take the lid off. You know, like I said, let it steam down a little bit because it's cooking with the onions. And you just wanna go back and forth with your spinach. Just mix everything up. See how the spinach is getting, how the pile is getting smaller. It's starting to shrink up. The spinach will shrink up. And you do this for about 5-10 minutes. My potatoes are still boiling. And in a minute I'm going to add my shrimp. As you can see, as I'm cooking, my onions and the spinach are mixing. I'm giving it flavor. We're getting flavor in here. It's a really good and a good healthy meal. Cook healthy, cook healthy. No hot pockets for you. This is the meal right here. We are now going to add the shrimp. See, we took about 5 minutes for that. Now you add your shrimp. Shrimp in there. And basically you can put a lid on it for a few minutes. Just do it a few minutes. Let it steam. Let it steam. Let it steam. See the steam picking up in there? Let it steam. Now what you're doing is you just, the spinach is actually cooked. You're just waiting for the shrimp to cook. So you just keep twirling around. Twirling around. Like I said, it don't take long and it's a quick meal. There's nothing hard about this. The preparation time is the biggest thing. But like I said, you can cut corners with shrimp that is already peeled and deveined. You can cut those corners. That's one big corner. You can buy onions that are already diced. You don't have to dice no onions. So, the shrimp are all cooked and pink. The spinach is done. The onions are done. And your meal is done. Ta-da! Woo! Glad that the cooking is over. Now fellas, when your ladies come over, put a little flour on your head, make you look like you did something. Let's check out our finished product. Now this was shrimp, spinach, onions, and potatoes. Real simple meal. If you were watching, it's a real simple meal you can make. I'm telling you, when that woman walks in the door and see that you cook, life will get better. And once again, when you're hungry, you need to know how to cook for yourself. So eat healthy. I'm DJ Taxi. And join me again as we cooking for the fellas.